Hi guys, welcome to Grade Up. I'm Nivedita Raja, your legal reasoning expert, and here with us we have Venkatesh sir, who used to be my senior in college, and he is a corporate in-house counsel with Cognizant. Yes, and we are so glad that you're here with us to share your experience and your journey with our dear students who are actually pretty excited to hear from you. So say hello, everyone. Everybody says hello, sir.
Hey, hello everyone. I hope all of you are safe during these times. And I'm sorry to disturb your Sundays. I'm sure that you're probably doing something more productive. It was not my idea; it was hers. So you can blame her, not me.
No, actually, it was their idea. So they wanted to meet with you on a Sunday. So that's okay. I mean, what do you have to do anyway?
What a bunch of nerds have nothing to do on Sundays. But that's being a lawyer for you, I suppose. So that's it.
Yeah, well, what can you do in a lockdown situation? Just watch grade up videos and learn from them.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So, okay, sir. So you were a student of RML National University. When did you pass out?
I graduated in 2012 in the BA LLB honors course.
Right. Yeah. So was it your first choice or the RML was?
That's a good question. I think when I joined RML, it was relatively speaking a new law school, a new university, right? I think I was the second batch. We did not know much about the university at that time. So, I mean, I didn't really plan on going in a better university anyway. I thought, you know what, let's just take it. You know, why take the chance? So yeah, I just went ahead and grabbed the opportunity which was in front of me.
Right.
Yeah.
So how was the experience of studying in a relatively new national university?
It was interesting. Honestly, it was awesome in a way because it has its pros and cons. Obviously, a university which is new. I think we had faculty issues in the beginning, but I think that got sorted out as the years passed by. And I think more than that, I think I am the kind of person who believes in self-study anyway. You know, online courses, research, doing my own. Maybe sometimes going to the library, although that rarely happens. Doing moot courts, debates, so on and so forth, participating in classrooms, you know. So I kind of, taught myself in a way, right?
Right.
So I believe it was good. It was great, awesome. That experience of a law school that RML gave to me was quite incredible. The friends that I made, the teachers that I had, the faculty, everything, the exposure I had, to debates and moot court competitions, because it was a new university, right? So we could almost do anything we wanted, right?
Exactly.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
That's a good thing. Yeah. So when did you decide that you would be a corporate lawyer? Like, was it in the university or was it after you graduated?
Oh, that's a good question. I need to remember. It has been a while, unfortunately. I think I interned at a law firm for a while. It may have been trilegal or something. No, I probably should not have taken that. But anyway, well, I interned with them for about.
Everybody, sir interned with trilegal, one of the best law firms in the country.
Hey, I don't have any connections now, unfortunately, with trilegal. But anyway, so I interned at trilegal and AZB and a few other firms. I mean, at least at that time, I didn't think that it was for me. Mm-hmm. I believe I was talking to in-house counsels when I was interning, and even when I was at law school, I was talking on the phone with them, and I believe that lifestyle suited me better. And I always wanted a more diverse group of people to work with. I never wanted to sort of pigeonhole myself into just one stream, right? And that's why I chose in-house, where I could work with different streams like HR, finance, sales, marketing, everyone, right? And sort of not restrict myself to just one corporate law or labor law, whatever it is that you guys do in a law firm, right? And that's why I think I chose in my last year, probably in my 5th year, to go to an in-house corporate. Although it was a campus placement in HCL, so didn't really have much of a choice there either.
Okay, so of course, you guys, you can ask questions. I mean, he's here to answer your questions.
I can't see your questions, only Nivedita can.
Yeah, right? I can. So Roman wants to know that you have, first of all, he wants to compliment you on your wonderful British accent. He can sense it. I don't know how he can, but he can. Okay, so you developed a British accent. How is that possible?
Oh, I'm just faking it, mate. No, I'm kidding. So, well, I've been working with the legal team based in England for the last 8 years now, and for the last 4.5, 5 years, I have been living in London. So, unfortunately, you have to do something like this. The accent builds up. The accent. Thank you. The accent builds up after a while. What happens generally is that when you speak to your English colleagues every day, day in, day out, they sometimes have some difficulty understanding us, understanding Indians, and so I had to, work on my accent a little as well when I moved to London. Okay. That's why.
So we have some very nice and important questions. Since they're school students, they're they're just in 12th and 11th. They want to know what exactly corporate law is. क्या करते हैं corporate lawyers?
Corporate law में वो हर कुछ कर लेते हैं जो have you heard of companies? Companies Act, maybe, imagine a company doing business in the US or in any part of the world, right? They want to obviously get registered in that country, have a team, have some personnel who'll work in HR and finance, right? So if you are in corporate law, you'll basically be advising your company on all things related to law in that jurisdiction. For example, how do you register, first of all, right? Or how do you take care of your tax matters? So, corporate law is really an umbrella term, which which basically includes everything related to a company. So, right, the daily business of a company. You'll be the legal in charge of that daily business, essentially. Right. Yeah.
So basically what he's trying to say is कि एक company ऐसी बैठी नहीं रहती है. They are involved in a lot of transaction and business activities. And most of them have legal formalities and legal processes to go through. So they have in-house counsels to take care of it, right? तो उनके पास lawyers होते हैं जो इस सारे matters को handle करते हैं. Simple शब्दों में. It is more complicated than that.
Yeah. I'll try to be bilingual as well. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, that's absolutely fine. They understand you completely. Okay, so the question is, okay, Anjali had this doubt about what corporate lawyers do. Now she's clear. And there are students, I always tell my students to focus on a particular area, and it happens when you're in college, and then build your portfolio according to that. So now that, you said that you should be diverse. So
I disagree with that. Although, listen, everyone can choose their own path to success, right? Obviously, and that's how it works. I think mera ye tha college mein ki I just wanted to do everything which was in front of me, right? Because I suppose I am naturally curious, and I suppose lawyers should be as well. You should just go and learn everything which is in front of you. Why not? What's the harm in learning more, right? Just gain more knowledge, right? What harm could it possibly do to you? And that's why, in fact, I got into privacy because of that, data privacy. And that's something that, maybe the viewers would be interested in. So right now, I'm in the data privacy team in London. So I'm working with GDPR and all the European laws and even the US laws, which have come into force recently. In fact, that was one of the reasons that I moved to London in 2017. So yeah, but and that's why I believe that you need to be open-minded. Don't restrict yourself to just one field. Yeah.
Okay, so contrary to what I tell you, sir says that you can try everything. Obviously, the life is unpredictable. You can, do everything and then decide what you really want to do. ऐसा कर सकते हैं, और thankfully we have options and resources to.
Listen, yeah, once you are in law school, what I believe you should be doing, or what you should be focusing on, is to develop a legal aptitude. Try and read as much as you can, right? I think once you graduate, you should be able to read anything and everything. For example, if a new law, if a new legislation comes into force, right, you should be able to read that and tell me as a layman what the pros and cons of that law are, and do a basically logical and analytical analysis, even a critical analysis of that law, even if you're not a subject matter expert in that field of law, right? I think once you have that legal aptitude, you can basically do anything in the field of law. That is, you cannot go practice medicine.
Right. Absolutely. So after your graduation, what did you do exactly? Right after you graduated in 2000?
Oh, yeah. So I joined the commercial legal team at HCL Technologies in Noida. Right. So what we used to do.
Campus placement?
Yeah, it was a campus placement. Yes. Well, I'll tell you something interesting. On my first day at HCL, so I'm sure that you guys know that in corporate houses and companies, you need to use Outlook to send and receive receive emails, basically. Before that, I had never used Outlook, right? We used Gmail or Yahoo. That was probably before my time, anyway. My first day at HCL, I saw that, well, and this is a trade secret, by the way. Primarily, what you'll need to do at a law firm, or even in a corporate in-house situation, is that you'll be writing lots of emails, right? So be prepared for that. Write long emails, and then you'll have to read that. So on my first day, I had to, basically send emails to a bunch of guys, and I did not even know how to use Outlook. I literally did not have a clue about Outlook features. And my first day, my boss was telling me, hey, send this email to that guy, copy this, copy that. And I did not know how to do that. So there you go. I mean, I started from the bottom up, literally. Okay. Yeah, when I joined HCL. And the job was quite difficult, honestly. It was a job which experienced guys excel at, like, contract negotiations, and with experienced lawyers, with law firms, with lawyers who could have international exposure. And yeah, but it was really interesting. It was like diving in a deep ocean with sharks swimming around you, and you don't even know how to swim. So, but I enjoyed it, honestly. I spent 1 year there, and then I joined Cognizant again in the commercial.
Yeah. Okay, so you did not pursue masters. You haven't done your masters.
I did not feel the need to so far. Yeah. But I may do it, since I am in London and I have the good colleges around me. I might consider doing it in the future. I need time for that. Unfortunately, I don't have time right now. That's one commodity you get to value, I suppose.
Right. So the main question that I have is, since you're in a different country and you did your law in a different country, so I understand that it's a common law, Commonwealth, and everything. So do you face a problem studying different laws of different countries? No? Are they same? Absolutely.
Oh, no, they're not the same, but law is a law at the end of the day, right? And that's again what I was referring to when I said that you need to work on your legal aptitude, right? Ultimately, what you'll end up doing is to read a piece of legislation and advise your clients, advise your employers, in my case, or your business guys, on how that law will affect what they are doing, right? Okay. So if you understand what the law is, and if you understand your own business, how your company works, which will come with experience, I'm sure, you can do anything, and you can work in any part of the world, basically. Of course, you'll need to do your solicitorship exam, which I am currently undertaking as well. You need to be registered in the local bar if you're practicing outside India. Which I am doing as well. But I think as far as legal knowledge itself is concerned, you can do anything as long as you have that aptitude, and your brain is working in the right manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So guys, I hope you're clear what sir said. Also, did a national university had anything to do with shaping your career? I mean, would you have done better or different if you were in a different college? Say Bangalore?
Oh, you mean NLS Bangalore?
Yes, NLS Bangalore.
I have never thought about that, honestly. Maybe I would have joined one of those tier A law firms and would have worked my A off, working on weekends. At least in this company, I don't get to work on weekends. I can have my free time, right? So I'm quite happy where I am right now, honestly. I don't think about alternatives, especially. In fact, I mean, I don't even think that NLUs matter. And I understand that I come from a place of privilege when I say that. I mean, you can probably go do your law from any law school, any relatively prestigious law school of your choosing. And as long as, you are ready to work hard, and you're ready to accept challenges in your life, take up opportunities, I think you will be successful in spite of the law school that you chose to go to.
Right. So because that is, the main concern of students preparing for CLAT, that what if we do not qualify CLAT? What will happen after that? वो anxiety और परेशानी बहुत इनको affect करती है.
Right. I suppose one of the things that you can argue is कि जब तुम graduate होगे, right? It will, I mean, if you join NLS, for example, it will open new doors for you, right? So, for example, a tier A law firm, right? Or Google's and Facebook's will open up their doors for you, right? वो maybe एक नीचे वाले law school से नहीं हो पाएगा, right? You will not be able to obviously join Amarchand Mangaldas. Maybe, I don't know how that works in India now.
No, but I was in Amarchand and Mangaldas through my college.
Oh, I'm sorry, but RML is a good good college,
Yeah,
right? Hey,
RML is a good
don't
college.
do this RML. RML is supposed to be what, top 5 colleges, law
Top
schools in
10.
India? Oh, top
Top
10.
10.
Yeah, there you go, right? And I'm talking about the non-NLUs, maybe.
Okay, non-LLUs, right.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't think about those things. Just go ahead. Whatever's in front of you, just take it. Don't waste time, honestly, thinking about things which are out of your control.
Exactly. So guys, basically, it's not just a college that shapes your career, that I've been constantly telling you. आपकी खुद की मेहनत भी बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होती है. आप किसी कॉलेज में भी हो, if you work hard, you can actually do very well, whatever you want to do. College does help you determine the course of your future, but you can do it yourself also. You do not have to depend on a college 100%, right?
Oh, sorry, go on.
No, please go on.
No, I mean, I was going to say, for example, a person like me in an in-house corporate situation, we generally hire lateral hires. We generally hire lateral people. So what we'll do is not hire freshers from law schools, generally speaking, right? Because we want experience. So it really doesn't matter which law school you're coming from once you've had experience and good experience. What I'm concerned about when I'm hiring people is what they can speak, what they know, right? What work they have done so far after graduation. And I mean, in fact, in the last 8 years of my experience, no one has ever asked me about which law school I went to, right? So there you go.
So that's what sir says. Actually, college does not play any role as far as your hard work goes. Okay, so another very interesting question is, since there are many, BA LLB was an integrated degree that we went for. There are several other integrated courses now. For example, we have BTech LLB, we have BBA LLB. अब ये BBA LLB दो professional degrees को mix कर दिया. Is it good if somebody wants to do corporate law and
only if you are inclined to do, only if you're mentally inclined, if you want to do it, right? Okay. Don't choose it because you think that it might open new doors for you in the future. What's more important, right? Sorry, what?
Because it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you have done your law, right? And then you have already graduated from a law school, and then it's your work that matters at the end of the day, right? And whether or not you have been able to prove yourself in your workplace and impress your bosses.
Exactly. Impress your bosses.
Impress your bosses. That's very important. Yeah.
That's very important. So even if a person does a law graduation, like that 3-year course after some normal graduation, that's also not a bad idea. I mean, go
right ahead. Yeah, absolutely.
So even after that, one can pursue the corporate law thing.
Absolutely. In fact, I would maybe prefer that because they have more worldly experience than someone who is just fresh out of a 5-year law school.
Right. True.
Honestly, when I'm interviewing people, I'm looking for diversification in my team, right? So maybe someone who is in psychology honors or economics honors and then has chosen to do law, that person will bring more to the table than someone who has done only law from even. So there you go.
So I guess Kumkum sir has answered your question in an awesome manner, right? So diversity is what matters in corporate. Like he would look for people from different areas if he is hiring. तो अगर किसी ने psychology में degree ले रखी है और उसके बाद किसी ने law कर लिया है, तो एक diversity आई है team में, which he would prefer, right? So okay, Aditya wants to know a typical working day of your life. How do you start? What do you do? In the nutshell.
There are at least 3 or 4 calls that I have to take every day. It's with my team, it's with my bosses, and maybe with a business team. So let's say that I start my day at 10. If I'm in the UK or when I'm in the UK, I start my day at 10. Generally, those people, I think they start their day early. So my boss starts early. She starts at 9. I think that's what most people prefer. So let's say you start at 9 and then you respond to all the emails that have come to your mailbox last evening and in the night, right? From people who have been working in different parts of the world. You respond to that, and then you have a call, and then basically someone will come up with a very convoluted, complicated question, and then you start working, hey, how do I give a solution to that question? And then maybe you do some research by yourself, Google it, or read a book if you can, if you have it available around you, and then respond to it. Maybe talk to your bosses about it. Maybe talk to a few other people. Maybe someone in finance knows better numbers than you, right? He will be able to advise you better, right? And that happens all the time. We work very closely with our teams around us. That includes HR, finance, tax, and marketing, right? So we are not experts in everything, right? So for example, if a marketing person comes and asks me, hey, how do we roll out this new marketing software in a country like Ukraine, which has its own data privacy laws, then we'll be working with our local guys there in Ukraine, local sales guys, to understand how it works, right? Even though you can probably read their law online, you'll not be able to appreciate how it works in practice. And so that's something I do. And then, we take 2 or 3 calls, and I finish my work at 5:30 because it's the UK. It's not like India.
Okay, so another question by Unbeatable, strange name, and he wants to know, since you have practice in both the countries, is litigation different in UK than it was in India?
I have actually not litigated in India or in the UK.
Working in India was different than working in UK.
Definitely, working is entirely different. I mean, obviously, India has its own challenges. We have a chain of command in India. So, for example, I could not write an email to, let's say, the vice president of business or vice president of marketing without running that email with my boss first, right, in India. Because then the boss will feel left out, of course, and that's how it works in India. Because then they'll say, "Oh, how is this junior guy who's junior to me at least writing emails to my supervisors?" You know,
right? Okay.
Unfortunately, you'll have to take care of when you are in India. But it's the work culture is very, very different.
Different in UK. Okay, so you can email everyone, anyone, even the vice president of the company.
If I have something meaningful to say, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, in India, there's a lot of rules and decorum that you have to follow unnecessarily, the chain of command. But in UK, it is pretty relaxed. I hope that answers your question. Unbeatable. Not.
Well, there are other challenges as well, which I'm not going to.
There are other challenges also. So, right. No, Sanjana, he did not have to take a test or anything. He was hired by the company. You don't take a test to become a part of the company. किसी को test नहीं देना पड़ता है.
No, I was interviewed. When I joined Cognizant, I was interviewed.
Yes,
and then they hired me in India first. And then after 3 years, they said, hey, can you come to the UK? And I said, yeah, sure, why not?
Right, of course, UK is a better place. So after BCom, if you do law, you can go for those colleges who provide you with a 3-year law degree, which are many. Delhi University, and then you have all the central universities. National law universities do not provide you with a 3-year law degree. They only provide the 5-year course and the master's. Okay, so this is very personal, but how much can a corporate lawyer make?
In India? Or
in India and outside India, both.
When you say corporate lawyer, it depends on your experience and what field you are working in. I'm assuming that he is probably asking as a fresher, right? Again, depends on the company that you're joining. If you're joining likes of EY, PwC, the top 4, so to say, then I think you can start with around 15-20 lakhs per annum. That's what a tier A law firm would also give you, right?
Right.
If you are lucky enough, if you can join Googles and Facebooks of the world, Microsofts, then there's no limit. They'll give you anything.
They'll give you anything if you're good at your job.
Yeah, if you're good at it. If you can impress the interviewer.
Right. So
honestly don't think about money right now. Just think about law school. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life in admin.
No, students do. I mean, this is something that they do think about. After they join the law school, it becomes their secondary concern.
True. Sorry.
So, guys, focus on the competition right now. You're not in the law school yet. पहले law school का हिस्सा बनो और उसके बाद सोचना कि मैं कितना पैसा कमा सकता हूँ ये. Okay, so do you work on complex transactions and negotiations and drafting on any day?
Yeah, I used to. So right now I'm working in the data privacy team, which is more of a consultancy team. We provide advice to our business teams, to marketing teams, and to clients as well. When I was in the commercial team, I used to negotiate contracts and work on transactions almost every day. So, for example, Cognizant would like to do business with Google, right? And we sign a multi-billion dollars contract, which has to be signed within a week. Then it's my job then to make sure that Cognizant's interests are protected. right, in a contract. So that's what I'll do when I'll draft a contract. I'll make sure I'll review it. I'll redline it. I'll send it to the client's lawyer. He'll review it. We'll start negotiations, right, on liability, indemnity, so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting and it's challenging as well.
Right. Got it. Okay, so Roman wants to know if you have a mentor that, who has guided you or...
I do. My boss, I suppose, in the UK, she has been a great mentor to me. Yeah. She has always been in data privacy, and she was the one who got me into data privacy when I was in commercial contracts team. I did not know anything about GDPR and even the Indian privacy, Indian Data Protection Act of it's probably going to be enacted maybe next year. I did not know anything about it at all. It's only because of her that I got into it, and yeah, I definitely will credit her as my mentor.
Right. And there is this another question from the same guy, Roman. He's a very good student of mine, and he wants to know what is the most interesting part of your life as a corporate in-house lawyer?
Oh dear. It's the fact, at least in this company, that I can work with people all across the globe. How do I put it? The international aspect of it, right?
Okay.
So I could receive an email, a question from someone in Argentina about a question about their own business and how to tackle that situation, or HR, how to tackle an employee, a disgruntled employee, let's say. And I have to then research on Argentinian laws and provide advice. That is the part which I like the most. I don't want to sort of, as I said, pigeonhole myself into just Indian law or law. And that's something which I enjoy the most.
So basically the international access or an access to the entire world is the most interesting part of the job. That's actually very interesting. So Anjali, we have one student, Anjali Rasuni, who is actually from UK. Oh. And she has a high school diploma from UK, and she wants to know if she takes an LLB degree from India and then she goes back to UK, will that be a wise choice? A UK corporate firm?
She would have to take the solicitorship exam, which I'm taking currently.
Okay.
Which is not easy, let me tell you that. Because
Anjali, this question is for you. Please do not miss it. Okay, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
No. That's fine. That's fine. So only about 50% of the people who take that exam, and it's not just students who are taking that exam, mind you, it's experienced lawyers. I think your was it
Bar Council?
The Bar Council exam in
All
India.
India Bar, yes.
India Bar exam is an absolute cakewalk compared to the England solicitor exam. So be prepared for that mentally. And I would suggest doing an LLM as well if you are a fresher. Why not? If you have time on your side, go and do a LLM in the UK or in the US, wherever, and then go back to the UK, do that, take that solicitorship exam, become registered in the UK, right? Or you could then, what you could also do is to become a paralegal in one of the law firms. There are opportunities to do that as well. Become a paralegal, and then while you are while you're working, you could take that solicitorship exam. So, yeah.
So I hope you're clear, Anjali. Basically, what sir said, if there was a voice crack or anything. Okay, I think you heard him, right? Yeah, she did. Thank you. Another thing. So, is NLU really worth it? The main question that the question that I face most of the times is NLU as good as everybody says? You are,
my answer is biased, isn't it? Because I'm from a NLU myself.
You are from a national university, yes.
So I'd say yes. Why? I mean, if not for the studies per se, then definitely for the exposure, right? The moot courts and the debates and everything else that was
and the diverse culture, the entire
country. Exactly. People from everywhere were there. So you make great friends, you make great connections. No, that's very important as well. In fact, some will say that's the most important thing. So,
that is. So actually, that is my answer too. National University mein jana is definitely worth it. You have an exposure that you do not get in any other law school. Because it's, after all, a national university. You have people from all over the country. And then there are activities that prepare you for, in a very different manner. Okay, that's really not important. Okay, any more questions? Oh, I don't think he does. Do you face any discrimination since you're an Indian?
No, I haven't. Honestly, no.
That's just a misnomer that people have, that if you leave the country, you might be discriminated against since you were
Yeah, I think it's probably overstated, honestly, discrimination, especially in the UK. So UK and India have cultural ties, historical ties, right? There's so many Indians living in the UK.
They used to rule us.
Well, yes, technically,
Yes.
yes, yes. It was always Indians who ruled Indians. But
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you haven't faced
oh,
that
I haven't.
problem.
They are great friends of mine. I've joined a cricket club there as well, and I play cricket with them. It's a good life, honestly. Yeah. Don't think about those things. Discrimination, or at least the perception of discrimination, at least, should not stop you from leaving India if you want to.
Right. Okay. Would a master's degree benefit a person if he wants to work as a corporate in-house counsel?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. It depends on the company. It depends on your team, but it might help you, especially in India, I think, because I have seen that Indian corporate houses tend to value an LLM more than international corporate houses. I don't know why that is, but for example, if you want to become if you want to go into the senior management of a legal team in India in-house, then I think they will probably prefer LLM.
Okay, so master's degree does play a role.
In-house in India, it does.
It does. Okay.
Yeah. Only in some companies, though, not in
Only in some companies, not everywhere. So basically, it's very subjective, guys. There are some companies who prefer their employees to have a master's degree, but some do not. And in core litigation in India, masters have no relevance. So you can do masters on your own discretion. That is
again, remember that masters can be done at any point in your life.
Exactly, it can be, huh?
Yeah, right. So I have not done my masters yet, but I might do it at some other point when I get time. Maybe it's unlikely, but whatever.
Right. So, okay, Ayushi wants to know do you face challenges? What are the challenges that you face in your field of work?
Are
there any?
Well, I face challenges in the sense that sometimes I don't really understand how, at least initially, I did not understand how the business really works, where the money was coming from, how does my company generate revenue, right? So, for example, let's say that business guy comes to me and asks me a question about a transactional point, right? For example, doing business with Google, right? If I do not understand what exactly is the services that Cognizant is going to provide to Google, which may be very technical, by the way, which may have nothing to do with law, right? It may be IT outsourcing consultancy. If you don't understand that aspect of business, you will not be able to negotiate your contract properly, please, right? You'll not be able to negotiate the financial or taxation clauses. And remember that you will have to do that as well as a lawyer. If you are leading negotiations, you will have to negotiate on the tax point as well, right? So you need to understand everything, almost everything. Again, so the diversification was a big challenge when I started out, I suppose. But again, and that's something very interesting, and I think you should welcome it rather than be scared of it.
Right. So it only gives you more knowledge and more exposure. Yeah. It is a challenge initially, but it can be overcome.
It will come with experience as well. So.
Right. So Mohammed Zishan wants to know if, since you are working with a multinational company, did your NLU degree help? I mean, would have, I'm
well,
sorry.
It was a camp. I understood your question. So it was a campus placement, right? I got into HCL because of NLU. So there you go. I mean, that probably answers your question. But yeah, but then, if you could go to any other college, any other law school, and I don't think they would discriminate.
They won't.
In my opinion. Yeah.
They won't. But then you did get placed through college. So
yes, and I credit law school for that. Yes, thank you, NLU. There you go.
So Mohammed Zishan, basically what happens is कि ऐसा नहीं है कि अगर आप किसी और कॉलेज से हैं तो आपको कोई कॉर्पोरेट कंसिडर ही नहीं करेगा. But yes, these national universities give you an opportunity and placements to become part of these corporates directly instead of you working hard for it.
Yeah, they'll open doors for you. So
exactly, it opens doors for you. There is no ragging in RMLNLU. I was ragged for some reason, but I've heard that there is no ragging. Were you ragged?
No comments.
No comments. When I joined college, there was a cell, anti-ragging cell, and despite that, I was ragged. It wasn't harsh. I enjoyed it, but I was ragged nevertheless.
Well, I think when I joined, our college was quite new, and we definitely did not have an anti-ragging cell. So There was some ragging. Let's just put it that way.
Right. So, unbeatable. Okay, whatever your name is, your 12th stream has no role to play, whether you want to become.
Hey, I'm a science student. I'm a science student.
Exactly. He's a science student. So if you come from a commerce background, you can become a corporate in-house counsel. That does not prevent you from doing anything. आप 12th में जो भी करते हैं, आप उसके आगे कुछ भी कर सकते हैं. सारे रास्ते खुले रहते हैं. Okay. So I think that is it. And all the questions have been answered. It was wonderful to have you here, sir. I feel awesome. This interview was mind-blowing. Thank you so much, guys. Thank Venkat sir for giving some time to you and answering your questions. And sir, I'm really grateful. I hope to speak with you soon again. And
sure, absolutely. And thank you for having me again. And yeah, best of luck, everyone. I hope all of you get into a college of your choosing.
Exactly. Right. So if they work hard, they would. So guys, take care. घर पे रहिए, अपना ख्याल रखिए, and we shall meet each other again. Thank you so much. Good night.